I'm Oliver Woodbridge, content producer here at Tideway, and I'm here to guide you through the latest instalment of Tunnel Vision. Now usually we bring you onto site, introduce you to engineers and take you behind the scenes on this vital piece of infrastructure. However, due to the new national restrictions hoping to curb the spread of coronavirus, this latest instalment of Tunnel Vision is going to be slightly different. Since last spring, our teams have developed and implemented safety measures on site. If you saw the last episode of Tunnel Vision, you'll have seen a few of those measures. So to be extra safe during this second lockdown, we've stopped all non-essential visits to site. People like myself who can work from home continue to do so, but meanwhile, all of our on-site teams are carrying on, safely cleaning up the River Thames.
Today on Tunnel Vision, we'll hear from Andy Mitchell, Tideway CEO, but before that, I'm taking a walk to the nearest Tideway site to me, King George's Park in Wandsworth. A fascinating site surrounded by stunning artwork, but we'll get to that a little bit later. This is also the site at which TBM Charlotte, the smallest on the project, finished the southern section of the Frogmore Connection Tunnel.
As we arrive at the River Wandle, a tributary of the Thames, I thought now would be the perfect opportunity to give you an update on the tunnelling. TBM Ursula, travelling from Kirtling Street in Battersea to Chambers Wharf in Bermondsey, has just passed under Tower Bridge and is so close to the finish line.
In fact, she finished her drive to Chambers Street and broke through on the 30th of November. Both the western and central sections of the main tunnel have now been created. TBM Selina, which arrived by river in the summer, is being prepared to launch very soon. Now, this machine will create the final eastern section of the tunnel between Chambers Wharf and Abbey Mills pumping station and will finally link the main tunnel to the Lee Tunnel and the Beckton sewage treatment works. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss future episodes in which we'll go into much more detail. Right, here we are in beautiful King George's Park in Wandsworth. Nestled in the northern corner of the park is our site. Let's have a look.
Now our site links up the Frogmore CSO, combined sewer overflow, with the main tunnel. Right now, tens of millions of tonnes of pollution are spilling directly into the Thames. We're going to put a stop to that.
The artwork for these hoardings was developed back in 2017 by artist Emily Tracy in collaboration with local residents and local children.
It's called Through Kaleidoscope Eyes, and it's just one example of the amazing artwork that adorns so many of our sites.
I've been taking time during daily walks to explore my local area and search out local businesses to support. Even if it's something as simple as grabbing a coffee, trying out local cuisine, or dropping off your dry cleaning, seeking out local businesses has never been more important.
Everybody's situations are different, but for me, eating well and taking the time to exercise have been key to helping me through the lockdown. That said, mental health has never been more important. London's parks and green spaces offer a really welcome respite from the challenges of a lockdown. If you're anything like me, going for a walk or a run or even shooting a basketball have been key to helping me maintain my physical and mental well-being. Told you to do it first time.
Now let's hear from Tideway CEO Andy Mitchell as I'm going to give him a call to find out how he's been getting on during lockdown.
Hi Andy, how are you?
Hi Ollie, yeah, I'm all good, thanks. A little bit wet and cold, but I'm enjoying being outside and by the river and, you know, all things considered, I can't complain.
How's lockdown 2 going for you? What have you been up to?
Well, you know, like many other people, I've spent the last 7 months working and living in the same place, i.e. at home, and like many other people, that's had its good and bad points. But you know, I think it's important to maintain a sense of perspective. You know, yes, 2020's been a tough year and one we'll never forget, but you know, I've still got a great job that I love. I work for a great company with fantastic people who've been there for each other, and I've got confidence in the year ahead, and not everybody can say that, so all up, I'll take that.
This is your first appearance on Tunnel Vision, so let's back up to March. How was the project looking just before the lockdown?
Well, Ollie, I mean, as you know, we'd had a great year leading up to March, one of the most important years on the project, and the year that we needed to have, and it was all, you know, looking pretty good. We'd just passed the halfway mark. We'd completed the first of the 4 main tunnel drives, Millicent, at a Kirtling Street, and we were continuing our focus on health, safety and well-being, and we'd passed the peak in terms of our use of the river.
And could you tell us a bit about what happened at the start of lockdown?
Well, seems like a long time ago now, but back in March, we paused all non-essential work at the very start, including getting the TBMs to safe stop points. But then progressively, as those early weeks went by, we began working from home where possible. There's 1,000 of us still doing that. And then site by site, we did the safety reviews and figured out what we needed to do to get us back up and running, and which has led us to where we are now.
How has the progress been since restarting work?
When I look at it, it's quite extraordinary. The teams across Tideway have reacted incredibly well, getting back to work on the vital piece of infrastructure that we know we're building and doing it safely. And we've hit some really important milestones over the summer. The TBMs restarted works. TBM Selina arrived in London here, and TBM Annie is assembled in Greenwich. And of course, it wasn't that long ago that we celebrated the breakthrough of TBM Rachel at Acton. So it's been extraordinary.
It's amazing that so much has been achieved during this year. You must be pleased with how everyone on the project has managed to adapt.
Really, it's been quite humbling to be part of a group of people who've coped so well, shown huge resilience in dealing with the changed demands of work, but also huge resilience in dealing with their own lives. The pandemic has been devastating for so many people, and we've all had times when we weren't feeling good. I certainly know I have, but I also know from many people at work that I'm not alone, and people let me be grumpy and miserable when I need to be, and have reminded me that it's okay to not be okay. And when I look at it, I think I'm just very lucky to have such great colleagues.
Okay, I've got a couple of quick questions to round this off. What is your professional highlight from this year, would you say?
Highlights from the year, I think that there's two parts of that for me. The first is how Tideway has worked through the pandemic so successfully, and the second has got to be my role in the Construction Leadership Council, where the industry's done such a great job in coming together to support each other and keep the industry going, and keeping literally millions of people in work and keeping the economy going. And it's been truly impressive, and I'm very proud to have been part of that as well.
And what is your personal highlight for this year?
Well, my personal highlights, I guess I made my 60th birthday, albeit celebrated with just the four of us, which wasn't quite what I had in mind. Also, I'm a lot fitter than I was at the start of the year through cycling a lot in my front room, which is not something I thought I'd ever imagine saying, but being 60 and fitter and lighter than I've been in a long time, that makes me happy.
And finally, do you have a Christmas message for our Tunnel Vision viewers and the Tideway team?
Yes. To everyone watching this, look, we know 2020 was a really tough year, and we've all had good and bad moments. So, as we reflect on the year, let's remember to be kind on ourselves and kind to everyone around us. It was what it was. So as we step through the rest of the year, let's do that gently, let's do that safely, and let's get to the break, and let's make sure that we get a good rest and that we enjoy the time we can with whoever we're with. There's every reason to believe that 2021 will be a better year than the year we've just had. And to all the Tideway team, everything I've just said, but one other very simple message from me to everyone from the bottom of my heart: thank you.
As we're coming up to Christmas, we've got a seasonal treat for you, the concept of which was devised by a talented teenager we mentored named Kezia Palmer. And just look at Kezia's reaction as she watches her concept coming to life for the very first time. From everyone here at Tideway, have a very Merry Christmas.
We hope you enjoyed that episode. Remember to smash the like button and subscribe to make sure that you don't miss out on future instalments of Tunnel Vision.